Post Office Box. P.O. Box, the seventh episode in Joko Anwar's Nightmares and Daydreams, opens in 2024 and features Valdia, a qualified diamond appraiser. At the customs office, she works as a freelancer on the advice of her lover, Rindy. There, Valdia encounters a dubious-looking woman who informs her that they would soon come into contact. Confused, Valdia exits the customs office. What became of Dara, Valdia's sister? Valdia and Rindy have dinner with their pals that evening. Speaking with her pal, Valdia discusses her sister Dara's 5-year disappearance. Valdia describes how Dara vanished while she was abroad for a job interview and how the police were still searching for her. Valdia returns home that evening and looks at pictures of herself and Dara. She discovers a flash drive with Dara's documents on it affixed to one of the frames. Among them, Valdia discovers the email Dara sent out applying for a job before she vanished. Next, Valdia searches the internet for the newspaper ad from 5 years ago that posted the job opening. She finds out that the resumes were submitted to P.O. Box 888 by the applicants. She makes the decision to look into the newspaper and goes to the address for P.O. Box 888. At the post office, what goes on? Valdia is informed by the post office clerk that the box has already been rented for a century. He also informs Valdia that there had been another inquiry concerning the box. Valdia pays a visit to the woman who made the box inquiry. After finding out who Valdia is, the woman changes her mind about her initial misgivings and says that 5 years prior, her husband had also gone for a job interview. She admits that he became paralyzed after returning from the interview. The woman goes on to say that even though her husband had been feeling better lately and had brought up the P.O. Box number, his illness has since gone worse. When Valdia tries to show the paralyzed guy a picture of Dara, he starts to cry. When Valdia approaches the woman to report the murder, she replies that a portion of his brain was gone and that someone had cut open his skull. When Valdia tries to press the woman for a complaint, she is asked to leave. Later that evening, Valdia informs Rindy of everything and requests that he bring his police buddy to the home of the man who was paralyzed. According to the police, the residence had been unoccupied for some time and had been abandoned for years. Rindy tries to reassure Valdia that she's most likely overanalyzing. While returning home by car, Valdia confides in Rindy that she regrets letting go of her sister's departure so quickly. Rindy says that they had been together for far longer than his 2-month relationship with Dara, but she continues by saying that she feels bad for dating him because he was Dara's ex. The same customs office woman appears to Valdia on the street, and although she panics, she vanishes. Rindy discovers who the well-known woman is by using the picture search program at his workplace. Does Valdia submit a job application? Valdia discovers the same job opening from P.O. Box 888 in the newspaper the following morning. In her employment application, Valdia highlights her remarkable vision. Her goal is to discover the truth regarding Dara's disappearance. Renting out the P.O. Box just across from 888, Valdia waits there to see who will pick up her interview mail. Subsequently, 2 men arrive at the post office to retrieve mail from P.O. Box 888. Valdia departs from the post office and hides in the men's car trunk. They take her to an abandoned structure. After breaking free from the trunk, Valdia searches for a route into the structure. She receives a response to her job application just as she is going to text Rindy her location after calling him. Valdia is surprised to learn that the job interview is taking place in her current building. The following morning, Valdia boards the elevator with the other interviewees and heads to floor 13 for the job interview. The interviewees talk about how each of them had unique skills. One was a great musician, while the other was a skilled physicist or soccer player during the elevator trip. The gang comes to the conclusion that each of them had a unique bodily part, Valdia's being her eyes, when the elevator stops at floor 13.